Happy Thursday. I hope that you are having a good day. We're going to see what the sun, moon, and star spread has to say today. I'm using the Fountain Tarot deck instead of my Rider deck today. It just called out to me, so we're going to use this one. Okay. We have the sun position, the moon position, and the star position. Okay. We've got to change our perspective here. Okay, so in the sun position, what's being illuminated, we have the Four of Cups. In the moon position, what's being released is the Hanged Man. And in the star position, your guidance forward, we have the Death card. So with the Four of Cups, in some area of your life, you might be feeling a little bit disappointed about something, but the universe is giving you another opportunity. You actually have to trust, okay? So you can see on the card that the person has 3 cups down here, and a 4th one is being presented. It's like these other cups, they're being presented on these little cubes, and it's like the person's already tried what's in the cups 3 times and hasn't worked out. And so it's like, ugh, again. But the universe is like, no, you gotta try another cup. Try another 4th cup. I have something else for you. So even though you might be feeling disappointed, it's like this card is about really trusting that the universe is always going to give you another option, even if things that have come in have been disappointing. It's like, but there's always another option, right? There's always something else. So you have to keep trying, try something new, right? So in some area of your life, you're like feeling like you've had it, but you know, something else is always available. And the Hanged Man being in the moon position, what's being released, it's like you already know what you need to know. So this can talk about, you know, the Hangman is changing your perspective to gain a sense of enlightenment, right? It's like looking at things from a different perspective, taking time out so that you can see things differently. And this coming up in the moon position, I'm getting that you already know what you need to know. You don't have to do anything drastically different to gain a new perspective, right? It's like you already have done the internal work, so you actually need to like do something. You don't need to stay still and think about it anymore. You are able to move forward, right? So it's like releasing inaction on this, kind of what I'm getting on this card, like releasing inaction. Now, death being your guidance forward, this is good. This could be like with the Four of Cups, you know, this could be you letting go of the disappointment. You could be letting go of feeling sorry for yourself, maybe, you know. But yeah, death is a good card in the guidance position because traditionally death is marching forward on a horse. And here in this card, you don't exactly see death. You can see that there is a horse and there's sort of this giant triangle with, is that a skull at the top? It is a skull at the top. So it's like symbolizing death. And it's like everyone is moving toward death. Or another way we could say it is death being the great, the last change, or like the last great change. Or if you want to zoom out a bit, we could think about like death as being a birth, right? And so death talks about like this endless cycle of things. So you are about to be reborn because something has died, right? And again, if you're letting go of inaction, you're letting go of just thinking about something, just like trying to see things from a different way. It's like you've turned something over and over again and you've looked at it from all the angles and you're like, okay, well now what do I do with this? And it's again, cycles. It's like you've gone through the 3 cups. You're like, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried that. Looked at it from every which way possible and it's been disappointing, but there's a new cup coming in. So maybe this is like you internally, you know, going through your emotions. And the answer is to just let go of the past. What is coming forth now? What's coming, what is about to be born, right? It's like focus on the new thing. I don't really know exactly what that's about, but it feels kind of internal more than external. So let's pull a clarifying oracle card. Still using my Poesis deck. One more, I think. Yes. We got the silence card. Right. Well, I did say that this is probably more internal than external. What does this mean here? Maybe this is talking about you moving in silence, right? Like with the 4 of Cups, maybe you don't need to be so loud about trying something new or be so loud about past disappointments. With the Hanged Man, I feel like sometimes we make a big show of trying something new or looking at things from a different perspective, or you make a show of deciding, like making a decision, right? Like if you do get out of hangman mode, right, you're releasing hangman mode, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna do something. Sometimes if you tell people, they poo-poo your decisions or whatever. So I feel like when you start making decisions, just, you can keep your mouth shut about it. Also with death, oh my gosh, so being reborn or going on a new path, letting the past go, a lot of times you just, it's like you get to a place in life where you don't need to do it with any fanfare. You can just let the past go, and it doesn't have to be a big production. I'm thinking about some friendships in my life, or like in dating. It's like if you get to a point where you're like, hey, I've gone on a few dates, this isn't working, whatever. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It's like, just be like, I'm not interested, sorry, move on. Or friendships, it's like, you don't even, I've talked with one of my friends about this actually recently a few times, is, I read this article last year about how everyone was like having friendship breakups, and this therapist was saying, you don't really have to like hard break up with your friends. You can just be like not going to give them any more energy. So maybe this is about like you just no longer, like there's an area of your life where you feel kind of disappointed, and you're like, you know what, that's in the past. I don't want to give the past any more attention. I'm just gonna be blank slate. I'm gonna be quiet about it. And instead of just sitting, like putting yourself in a position to be very still and mulling it over, you're like, you know what, I've thought it through. I'm just gonna make a decision and I'm gonna move forward. With the death card, right? Big change. And you just really don't need to give it any more thought or any more words than is necessary, right? I think silence is very powerful. So this is giving more like moving quietly cards than, and you just focusing on some actions instead of talking about things over and over and over again. So I hope this was helpful or insightful for you in some way. If it was, you can let me know in a comment, like, or subscribe. I hope that you have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will see you soon.